Hi, wrestling fans. Thanks for clicking the dreaded D-Rose report. You know, I got my guard dog at home. I hope he's taking care of the place. Probably is. Water and flowers and everything else. Hey, you know who's been getting the most buzz on the internet lately on Twitters and everything is old Scott Hall. Well, the reason I say old Scott Hall, he turns 53 years old today. And other birthdays. Happy birthday to four-time WWF Intercontinental Champion, of course, Scott Hall, 53. One-time WCW Cruiserweight Champion, Lenny Lane, if you remember him, the old-timers, 41 years old. Former WWE United States and WCW Television Champion, Dave Finlay, 53. Canadian legend, Emile Dupree, 75 years old, and six-time IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion, Tiger Mask, number 4, 41 years old. Odd when you see Finlay at 53 and Scott at 53. Former WWE superstar Gangrel wrote this on his Twitter that he's in the hospital following a motorcycle accident. One of the tweets says, waiting on the police. I just got T-boned on a Harley. Said life is sucking with a early flight in the AM. Says thanks for all the texts in the hospital getting x-rays. On another text he said should be okay, just sore as hell, got a road rash and very jacked up elbow. Matches for tonight's WWE superstars including that's on their internet site: Heath Slater taking on Santino Marella, Justin Gabriel taking on Tyson Kidd, plus WWE Tag Team Champions Kofi Kingston, Evan Bourne taking on Drew McIntyre, Michael McGillicuddy. The Rock is playing Roadblock. Noted on his Twitter that they're finally doing the final film scene for G.I. Joe 2. Should be an interesting movie. Jim Ross wrote the following on his Twitter last night regarding the Legends Roundtable that was filmed with Diamond Dallas Page, Michael P.S. Hayes, Piper, and Okerlund. We know one round table was on Rebels and Outlaws, and another one that they filmed, I guess, is one on celebrities in wrestling. All right, Ross wrote also that on Twitter that Hall of Famer Jerry Briscoe suffered a stroke yesterday. He said Jerry Briscoe had a minor stroke today. Love Jerry, please keep him in your prayers. Sean Waltman, Bret Hart on Twitter. Boy, people just use the hell out of Twitter. What'd they do before that? Pass notes back and forth? Anyway, they both saw the show on ESPN special about Scott Hall and a couple of other comments about it. I don't know if you guys seen it or not. Leave a comment if you did. I like to know you guys as the fans, what they feel. Anyway, Sean Waltman said the E60 piece on Scott Hall, I thought would be, you know, that's the way he thought it would be, was the way it was. He said fair. Said never saw the Fall River footage before. Worse than I imagined. F that bottom feeding promoter. That's where he could just barely made it to the ring. They propped him up in the ring. They helped him through the ropes. He couldn't maneuver at all. Scott couldn't. Bret Hart said, I just watched a E60 piece on Scott Hall. He says, I always considered him a friend, and he knows that he can get a hold of me if he ever needs to. He said, I'm here anytime. Get well, my friend. Remember old Hugo Savinovich, color commentator for WWE Spanish language television and pay-per-view broadcast since 1997, announced Wednesday on YouTube that he parted ways with the organization. Maybe that's how we used to do it before Twitter. We always put things on YouTube, like this. Anyway, Savinovich says the organization officials informed him a few days ago that his contract was expiring and they weren't going to renew it. He thanked Vince McMahon for giving him the opportunity to work for 14 years with WWE after he fell on hard times, I guess, on drugs. He does not know if he'll continue to call any kind of wrestling matches anywhere, but he does know that he'll be writing a book dedicated to spread the word of God. Hall of Famer Greg the Hammer Valentine is advertised to appear at Pro Wrestling Destination and Neal Road Recreation Center, Reno, Nevada, Saturday, November 5th. If you're around that area, you might want to let me know if he shows up. All right, now Scott Hall, he posted stuff on Twitter. He talked about ESPN, profiling piece last night. He said, "Thank the fans for your support." He wrote, "Thank you all for your nice comments, for always pulling for the bad guy. Staying the man with a stopwatch hand." I don't know if you got to see this or not. Sunday's TNA Battle for Glory pay-per-view had 92 minutes, 26 seconds of in-ring action, down from the previous week. Rather, the previous month. Spike officials have reportedly, now this is kind of sad, have reportedly lost a lot of faith in Dixie Carter after she pushed them a long way back for an angle with the Main Event Mafia. I think it was last year or sometime. Anyway, TNA officials spent months of building the angle with Dixie telling Spike, or she was telling Spike, that she had Kevin Hall, Booker T locked in. Well, anyway, Booker and Nash both ended up in WWE, which led to the Main Event Mafia and Fortune babyface turn on Immortal, ending up with a feud that went nowhere for the most part. And of course, it didn't do much for ratings. And related to this, though, Eric Bischoff has more power in TNA these days because Spike TV is working directly through him. I don't know where Hogan fits in on all that, but all right, just a little bit of flashback here. I got some more news after this, by the way. In 1996, In Your House. Remember, they used to go with In Your House all over. It was always a tour. Anyway, this was WWF In Your House 11. Buried Live, and it was held in Indianapolis, Indiana. Steve Austin defeated Hunter Hearst Helmsley back then. Owen Hart and the British Bulldog defeated the Smoking Guns, Billy and Bart, to retain the WWF tag team titles. Mark Barrow defeated Goldust to retain the WWF Intercontinental title. And Psycho Sid defeated Vader. Undertaker defeated Mankind in the Buried Alive match. In 2002, on this day, WWE had a No Mercy match in Little Rock, Arkansas. Chris Jericho and Christian defeated Booker T and Goldust. Jamie Nobles defeated Tajiri to retain the Cruiserweight title, which, if I remember right, he and Tajiri had a long battle. Triple H, he was Triple H then, defeated Kane to unify the World Heavyweight title and WWF Intercontinental title. Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit, which we're not supposed to mention him around WWE, defeated Edge and Rey Mysterio in their final of the tournament to become the first WWE Tag Team Champions. Don't know what that tournament was about, don't remember. Trish Stratus defeated Victoria to retain the women's title. Brock Lesnar defeated The Undertaker in a Hell in a Cell match to retain the WWE title. And some title changes way back in 1964. Mad Dog Vachon defeated Vern Gagne for the AWA World title in '86. Crusher Yorkoffs defeated Steve Simpson to win the WCCW television title. I don't remember that guy. The 1000th episode of WWE Raw was going to be taking place July 30th, 2012. But they're going to have a big celebration deal on that. Jack Swagger, congratulations. Didn't know you had it in you. Or in her. Jack Swagger and his wife, Catalina White. That sound familiar? She used to wrestle down in Ohio. I mean, not Ohio, but down south for WWE. Anyway, she's developmental. Used to be a developmental time. Till they found out she had a little bit of pictures out there they weren't too fond of. Anyway, they welcomed a little baby boy named Knox Scribbling Hager. Scribbling. Don't know, never heard of a Scribbling name. Anyway, on October, it didn't have the date on it, so maybe it's 17. As noted before, WWE is looking to launch the WWE Network next year in time for the 28th WrestleMania. People in the company are shocked that it may be coming so soon. WWE is going to with a very aggressive marketing campaign when it launches. Of course, the WrestleMania usually gets big time publicity, so they're going to probably just tie it in with, oh, now we're on a network, you know, we got a network of our own. That'd be free advertisement for them. WWE United States Champion Dolph Ziggler, he's getting praised backstage regarding how he comes across like a star in his interviews. Also, Ziggler got marks for carrying Mason Ryan in their recent match. What do you think? Did he really carry Mason? Yeah. All right, there's an outside joke going around this week that Randy Orton will win the 2012 Royal Rumble, but Vince will change that plan once he's reminded, hey, Royal Rumble's taking place in Orton's hometown, St. Louis. You know how they screw people over whenever they're in your hometown. So he may just get screwed right out of it. We'll find out. All right, hey, I'm glad I get to go over a little bit 10 minutes. I get to finish up all my news list I got so far. Anything outstanding or weird happens, if somebody does, I'll be back on here again. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for clicking. I gotta go.